everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Crazy Stupid Marketing Show. This show where we talk about all the crazy stupid stuff that happens in marketing and how to not do crazy stupid stuff in marketing. And in fact, even learn how to not do crazy stupid stuff elsewhere as well. Because a lot of these things are underlying human behavior that if we let them show up in other places in our business or in our life, they might impact us equally unpleasantly in those other places. If you're first time to the show, a couple of things to know about this show. There's a lot of content out there who wants to tell you how it is and tell you what to do. And that is not this show. So this show is not here to tell you what to do. So if you came here hoping to be told how to find marketing granola, then we might not have a specific source for you. This show is about trying on ideas. It's about exploring concepts, seeing what fits you. It is not about taking everything away. It is about taking something away that stands out for you that you could try on somehow in the marketing arena. But as I mentioned, again, heck, who says you can't try it in another arena as well? So there will be times where we go on tangents. There will be times when we're like, it will feel like ideating. And if you're very comfortable with ideating, then you might love it. If you don't have a lot of practice doing that yet, it might seem kind of unstructured. But that is the point of this show. This is what it is. It's an exploration. Exploration is by nature unstructured. And so we get to explore together today. Taz, nice to see you. Yes, let's get some healthy nourishment together in this conversation because we talk about a lot of things on this show. And for those of you who know me, you will know I speak a lot in analogies. So I'll be like, it's kind of like when blah, blah, blah. And I relate it to something completely different. And Nita and I were at a networking event late last year, and we were talking about this concept of granola, right? And how people, we both identify it as somebody who has historically been called granola and or crunchy or something of that nature. So we bonded over that, but then we got into like, what does that look like for marketing, right? Like, what does it look like to have marketing granola? What is that? What isn't that? What are all of the things? And so we thought, why not bring that to the Crazy Stupid Marketing Show? Because there's no better place for a completely exploratory conversation about marketing granola. On that note, this is, while it might look like a conversation for just the two of us, it is a conversation for everyone who is joining us live. And even if you are watching the replay, get into the conversation. There's a comments section wherever you are watching live. Get into the conversation. Share your experience of marketing and or granola. Because both of those are helpful in this conversation. And also questions, insights, perspectives, redirects, anything that is coming up for you, because this is your conversation as much as it is our conversation. So please, invitation to you is to treat it that way. I can't force you to, but I really encourage you to look at it that way. What else? That's all the important stuff for today. Let's meet Nita, for those of you who haven't already. So Nita, tell us about yourself, brief history, and also what does marketing granola mean to you?
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mariana, but everyone calls me Nita, so you can call me whatever you like. Let's go by Nita for now. I'm a holistic copywriter and a yoga teacher. So that sounds a lot like granola, just right away. And really, I just help holistic healers and holistic business owners embody their brand so they can expand and tell their stories. Granola, or what is marketing granola to me? I actually brought some just to really embody this process today. I think marketing granola for me is marketing your brand or business in a wholesome, aligned, and purposeful way. Really in tune with your purpose, really in tune with your values and your morals. And also really in tune with the human element, which is something that you mentioned right at the beginning. Like the show is not just about marketing, it's also about humans, because we're all humans, and people behind your products and businesses and the people who buy them are also humans. So I think it's marketing that takes that into consideration. But I know we talked about that it can also be marketing that can be seen not in such a passive light. So that is what it's like for me. I'm curious to hear what is marketing Granola for you.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I always think about when I think about granola is like a healthy diet. And maybe that's part of the branding of granola. And in that case, good job, granola. But I also feel like just to mention something that Taz has already brought up in the comments about really struggling and feeling very overwhelmed by all the things and how to plan and schedule what to do and when. And so I'm gonna slide into a personal journey here that I had for a moment, because as you mentioned, the personal and the professional are intricately combined. But a year and a half ago, my son was on his scooter and he was racing and he was like, "Mom, chase me." And I was like, "No." And in that moment, I was like, oh, I really want to be able to answer yes to this question. So what does that mean for me? And I went on, like, I call it my health journey. And so I like changed the way I eat and I started walking 10,000 steps a day and I started drinking water and like all of these things. And I made like this big, like, it's a pretty drastic, again, something, if you know me, you will learn about me. Like, I don't do things half-assed. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm all in. And so I went all in this health journey and I learned a lot about food, right? So something that I had this relationship with food that was just like, eat what's there when it's there. And like, that's convenient and it's fine, right? Like, and there was really not even that much thought that went into it. There's like hunger, food, that's it, right? Like, eat whatever. And so then I went into this process of like, okay, what do I actually like feel good eating? Right? Like, I feel good eating this. I don't feel good eating this. And then like, this has this many calories and I never feel good eating it. And I don't actually even enjoy the process of eating it. So like, why am I doing that? And so there's like just a whole bunch of things that like, I don't like birthday cake. And I'm not going to eat birthday cake at your birthday just because you have birthday cake, right? Like, I don't like birthday cake. I'm not going to eat it. And so like, there's a lot in that journey. I reconnected with granola. Because an interesting thing about granola, from a calorie point of view, is that it's not actually the lowest thing in calories.
No.
Like, if you want to eat the lowest thing in calories, it's like lettuce. Like, eat a lot of lettuce. You can eat a lot of lettuce for a very small amount of calories. Whether or not you enjoy eating a really large amount of lettuce, that's up to you. But like, it's actually quite calorie dense. But like, when you eat something that is like calorie dense and it nourishes your body, then you actually ate like a small amount of a dense thing that does a lot. So like, lasts for a long time and gives you energy and these types of things. And so when I think about granola from the like marketing point of view, I'm like, what are those marketing things that you do that are like calorie packed? Like an avocado, right? Where you can be just like, avocado, yes. And you get like energy and oils and your hair gets nicer. All of these things. Like, how do all of these things, what do they look like from a marketing perspective? And how can we take that like similar exploration of like, okay, well, here's my marketing menu right now. What actually tastes good when I do it? Right? What feels fun? What gives me energy? These types of things. And then also, what are the things that are like calorie packed, right? That I can do in a short amount of time that can have a big impact on things because they are structured well, right? Like, the components of what are in that like make sense to me. And then like, I can just do those things. I don't have to eat everything. I had granola and yogurt and blueberries earlier today for my second breakfast. And it was like, oh, this is so good. And yes, I referenced second breakfast. I like to eat like a hobbit. If that resonates with you, awesome. If not, like, let it go. But it's like, this is what was coming up for me in the like my journey through the concept of marketing granola. So what I take out of that, take it somewhere.
I love it, and I feel like you're taking it to actual like practical terms. So when we're speaking about this like wholesome dance way of marketing, I think about it in two ways: us as marketers, or maybe business owners, companies, whatever, and then the actual consumer. The person who's also eating the granola in the other end, right? So and going by what Taz said too, and hi everyone, I feel like people are saying hi, hello, hello. Like when we're thinking about our marketing plan, I think sometimes we look at all like everything that everyone else is doing out there. So maybe all the French fries and I'm trying to keep this analogy going, so bear with me. The French fries, the burgers, the pizza, the things that again are like delicious and look shiny and great, but may not be necessarily either aligned or the most, like we said, like nutritious, packed, dense, wholesome. And I've done that too. It's like, oh, that looks like, I should be doing those Instagram lives, or I should be doing, I don't know, I should be posting on all the social media platforms, and I should have this and that. When in reality, those are like empty calories sometimes, because then I find myself overwhelmed by all these things I have to plan and do and show up at. And honestly, marketing is a very energetic thing, because we're trying to show up as humans, authentic, aligned, right? And so when we're trying to do all the things and market through all the shiny ways, you can tell that it not only you're exhausted and overwhelmed and like, oh my God, but then you start probably not showing up as your most authentic self there, because it's impossible to do all the things, right? So I think one of the things about marketing in a granola way is also identifying like really what are the marketing avenues that are not only nutritiously like packed, but also like thinking about yourself, what you love doing. Like, do you love being on podcasts? Do you love hosting events and connecting with people? And then thinking also about, what your ideal audience would love to eat and consume. So do they really want to, I don't know, watch TikTok of you dancing? Does that even make sense? Like, I mean, I'm all about TikTok dances. I don't have a TikTok, so I can't speak about TikTok.
I don't either. We just
sorry about that. We can dance here, but you know what I mean. So it's like also thinking about what's nutritious and wholesome for the end consumer, and then also for you, and try to find some alignment there. And I know that can be tough, and that can be an exploration process, like your journey of like, oh God, I hate birthday cake. Why am I eating birthday cake? Like,
I don't have to eat birthday cake. No one told me I had to. I don't.
The same way I realize I don't have to be on TikTok. I may think differently later, but like right now, I realize
we're gonna get all these dancing clips from this video, and then we'll rethink about it.
And I love dancing, so that's a whole other rabbit hole. But I don't want to say absolutes, and like you said, like there's no one way of doing things. But I feel like if we start exploring, and especially as we're starting the new year, like what lights me up, what feels wholesome and purposeful and like something that I truly love, and that my body and my mind and my whole human self would be nourished by, and then what can also nourish the person that's going to consume this, and try to find that alignment.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's an important piece there in that, like, so if I love blueberries and you love strawberries, we could talk about berries. Right?
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to be like, oh, if you hate blueberries, then you can't be my client. Right? Like, I don't think any of us are thinking about getting to this point. But okay, there was something you brought up with the concept of fast food that I think is equally relevant to marketing, though, is this concept of convenience. Right? And like, I think this is the thing. Every time I get caught up in like, I mean, and honestly, I like to cap my eating like my fast food to Subway because I feel like it's a little bit healthier than some of the other ones. And they still have tuna, and I'm a huge fan of tuna. But like when you are exhausted and overwhelmed, these are the decisions that you make, right? Because you don't want to try anymore, right? You're tapped out. And then you're driving and you're like, I don't know what to eat. And then you're like, here's the McDonald's. and just like get food because you know you have to eat, but like that's it, right? Like it's just I'm not thinking anymore about it. And so I want to talk about like the before of that, right? Because fast food is so popular from a like food side again, because we've created lives that are so hectic and so busy that we need a solution to eating fast, right? So like we filled our days with all of these other things. And I'm not saying there's not reasons behind that, right? Like we're living in an economy where both parents have to work now, and then kids need to be doing stuff because they sit at home and play video games. So then they're going to play baseball tournaments and stuff in the evenings, or hockey or whatever. So I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense, but it also makes me question. I was at Starbucks for a meeting a few weeks ago, and an athlete that I know played on my team last year came into Starbucks at like 8 o'clock at night and left with like a venti frappuccino. And I was like, okay, so first of all, there's more sugar in that, folks, than you should consume in an entire day. Just so you know, for future reference, if you care. But like, this is also a teenager, right? So teenagers, they process sugar differently. But like, you're supposed to sleep. When are you supposed to sleep soon? Because if you're supposed to sleep soon, well, that's not going to help you sleep soon. It's not like any kind of nourishment, right? So if you just played a ringette game and you're hungry, then like that, it's tricking your body into thinking that it got calories, but it's not really nourishing it. And so like we see these types of things, and it makes sense in terms of like somebody's day. And then a lot of times, even as like service providers, we're like, well, that's the problem. The problem is people don't have any time. So we need to create a solution that fits in to their time block. I'm on live right now, Nicholas.
I know.
Okay.
But can I go get something?
Yeah.
Just downstairs. It's downstairs.
That's fine.
I love the whispers. It's like,
that's my 7-year-old, and this is what happens when you work from home and you also homeschool. And we had
all the things.
It's like, it's fine. Anyway, so like we get caught up in this cycle of like we have to create a solution because that's the problem, right? The problem is people don't have time, so I need to create a solution that is like a requires a super small amount of time, because otherwise you won't do it. But we don't take the time to like roll that all the way back and be like, why don't we have enough time to do what we all know is healthy, right? So we all know movement is healthy. We all know this is healthy. We all know drinking water is healthy, right? But I don't have time. I don't have time to do that. And this is like, now Umer's asking what's downstairs. We'll talk about it. It's the toy zone. It's the toy zone. Oh man, see, I talked about tangents, did I not? I warned you. But like, don't think about why are we so busy, and are we happy with all the stuff that's keeping us busy? And I think this is really relevant from a marketing point of view, because I haven't met most solopreneurs, most businesses I meet. It's not that they're not doing marketing. Usually the problem is that they're doing so much stuff and they don't actually have time to understand what's working, what feels good, because they're so busy doing stuff. And we don't like stop and take the time to say like, okay, so if I'm going to go back to the food in terms of if it's healthy human, I think it says 2,000 calories a day or something is like the average adult human, right? So let's say we're looking at that. Also, that's not the case if you are sitting down all day and not getting any exercise. But like, whatever. Let's just take that as a number. I learned a lot of things on my health journey. Let's just take that as a number, right? So if you were going to say, okay, I got the 3 meals a day, 2,000 calories, right? I'm going to go for 650 calories per meal. And then like, that should be pretty good. And so we've taken that. This is what is healthy. And we divided it into 3. things. And now we said, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do this thing. And then like, okay, so my breakfast activities are going to be this, this, and this. And then all of a sudden we filled our entire day with just like doing stuff to get to our calorie count. And like, but we didn't stop and say like, did I really enjoy eating that egg? Or like you can eat 2,000 calories worth of cake. Absolutely, you can, right? And it's a lot easier to do that than it is to eat 2,000 calories worth of lettuce. And so, like, we don't stop and slow down enough to say, like, oh, if I was going to categorize my marketing activities into, and again, I mean, I'm going to just keep using food because I think we all have our own we all like certain things, right? We all get energy from different things. There's not like a one mass thing where we all get energy. But then like, for like, okay, I do this. I show up on TikTok to do dancing videos and like, I hate it all the time, right? Like it's like broccoli for me. And then you like take your marketing activities and you're like, okay, which one of these like, would you actually put in your diet? If you were the one deciding what your diet was, which marketing diet now we're talking about, what would you put in there? Would you put all these things back? And if you wouldn't, then don't.
Then just don't do it.
I mean, it's a bold idea, but but it is like, it's just like our eating. We decide at the end of the day, we are deciding what we're eating, right? So we might be choosing unconsciously, right? You might have a bag of chips and then you're like, oh my God, I ate the whole bag of chips because you were just like, crunching it and you didn't notice, right? Like these things can happen, but these things can equally like they're happening on the daily with marketing activities. And I'm posting daily. And I'm not even thinking about it. Now I'm using AI to do it, right? So now I have to think less about it.
But I'm also just crunching them out as like potatoes in a potato farm. Like it's just, It
like, does it feel good or no?
Or no. And I think, honestly, I love that you brought this up because, I mean, we talk about not having time and we talk about like, especially as solopreneurs and business owners. But I think just pulling the curtain to really understand why we don't have time, and maybe just coming from a yoga perspective. So I'm going to get more granola and more woo-woo here. We live in a very young pace world. And what that means is that energy of just active, going, pushing, forcing, that's kind of like the world we live in, right? We know this. Especially as business owners, it's like, I have to show up. I have to like be everywhere, go to all the events, do all the things. Otherwise I'm not enough, or I'm not, and that there's a bunch of rabbit holes we can go there. But I feel like and I'm seeing it slowly, there's awakening of understanding that more doing may not necessarily be better. And so redefining what thriving or successful marketing and sales is to you, and maybe it is the wholesome granola way, and maybe understanding that just really stopping, like really slowing down and trying to bring more of that yin energy into your life and into your business, into your eating, into your habits. And I know that this is like, oh my God, here she comes, like she's going to speak about slowing down and stillness. And I know that is freaking hard. It is hard, like, because we're not used to stopping ever. Like that's just, and with AI and with automations and with everything, it just feels like, oh, more productivity, better, more robots helping me, better. When in reality, I feel like the more we all collectively even just start slowing down and really noticing. So slow practices like the last time we talked about, like mindful breathing, just even like, are you doing 10 things at once? Can we like stop and focus on one thing? Are you like eating and watching TV and listening to a podcast? Like, can you just eat? Just eat. Or just
I know Meryl already said he's watching 2 shows at the same time.
I mean, and I do this too. Like, I don't want to sound here like preachy and like I'm perfect, because I love eating and watching shows. That's my thing. And it's one of the things that I'm trying to practice and be better at. But I think that the awareness of just taking a step back as a business owner, as a marketer, like, and just like taking a moment and trying to build that in those little moments. I talk to some of my yoga clients about just a 5-minute moment in your day. It doesn't have to be like a big thing where you just stop and you can just do nothing for a minute. Like literally just sit down. That is so hard.
A minute feels like a really long time.
Maybe 30 seconds. But I feel like the more we start incorporating just stillness in our life, and I know it's uncomfortable, I can bring a lot of stuff up. And so maybe you tap into the other practices, like you journal, you move the energy around, you dance, whatever it is, you talk to a friend, but like being more comfortable with slowing down so you can actually then have the awareness and the perspective of the things you were saying. Like, are these marketing activities even making sense? Are people actually engaging? Am I feeling like it's aligned with me and my brand and my values? Or am I just like a robot? Even with like ChatGPT and like, oh, I'm just getting all these posts out. Great. I'm posting once a day. Okay, great. But like, what's the why? What did it go anywhere? And I know you said like, oh, a lot of us don't even have time to like evaluate if that even worked. Like look at the metrics or like, the engagement and whatever. And again, that's part of the whole, are we doing these marketing activities as like empty binging chips, or are we just really looking at, or maybe we need support, maybe we need to hire someone for marketing strategy, maybe we need to, or if we don't have the capacity, then we do less. Like you just said, like don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, I think like it's funny to me because people, I remember having this client once and I asked her in our onboarding session, like how much time do you spend doing marketing in a week? And she was like, oh, I'm on LinkedIn for probably like 4 hours a day. And I was like, for real? Because I'm not on LinkedIn. I'm live streaming. I'm not even on LinkedIn for 4
That
hours
sounds like a lot.
a day. Like, what do you feel like you're accomplishing on LinkedIn for 4 hours a day? And she was like, nothing. And I'm like, okay, so what if you didn't spend 4 hours on LinkedIn a day?
I have a genius idea.
What could you do with that 4 hours? Like, whoo, like, we get caught up in this, like, in the speed and the rhythm. And Peter is here sharing, like, don't run fast and break things, walk slowly and build things. And I've heard Peter say that lots of times. So thank you for saying it again, Peter, because there's still people who haven't heard it. And Francois is sharing about being more comfortable with slowing down. But I also, like, I want to share a quick experience I had, since we're talking granola, right? With Tai Chi. So I don't know how many people have tried Tai Chi, and I think maybe a lot of people think it's just for Asian seniors, but I tried it. And I will tell you my experience of this, because Tai Chi is about going slow. It's about going slow and going controlled. And I found it super uncomfortable because I'm a dancer, right? I dance and I flow, and it's to the beat of the music and these different types of things. And so trying Tai Chi felt really like slow motion, right? It felt like slow motion. But it was also the first time that I felt power in going slow. So there was like this intentionality behind the slowness of the movements that I was like, oh, you want to talk about feeling like you actually control something, right? Like you are actually controlling, because your nature is to go fast. And so you're like composed in the actions, and it was so powerful. And I was like, and like I lift weights and stuff too, right? So like there's power stuff that I've experienced in my experience, but that was a thing that I was like, wow. Like, I think a lot of us haven't experienced the power in going slow. We have experienced the expectation of moving fast, and we haven't explored that power in the intentionality of moving slow and purposefully. And I mean, I think when we really look at the things that we do with purpose and intention, and the things that we do because we think these are the things that fall into the stupid category of crazy, stupid marketing, by the way, are the things that we do because someone else told us that we're supposed to. Not because we want to, not because we like it, but we're only doing it because someone else told us that we should. That's the stupid part of crazy, stupid marketing. We get so busy doing that we think we don't have time to slow down and bring the intentionality back in. But at any given moment, you can. I gave people a challenge in my LinkedIn article yesterday. I'm sure there's very few people who read it, but
I haven't.
well, fine. It's fine because I'm going to share the challenge here now. Anyway, so the challenge is in more places. The challenge was, what if you turned off all of your marketing doing for 30 days?
Ooh.
And instead use that time to listen to yourself and listen to your customers.
Yes.
What might you learn about this marketing granola alignment that could actually make your life easier? Like, this is
I love that you said that, because I remember when I was working with a business coach to rebrand my copywriting business and make it more holistic. You know, she was, of course, keeping me accountable, and I had to relaunch the website. I had many things that were really important, really core tasks. And then I was worried about Instagram. And she was like, just don't post for like the next month or so while you get the website out. And in my brain was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean I don't? You know, like, because you're so caught up in your own narratives and what people tell you to do and what, you know, other people are doing, of what things should be in the marketing space. You have to post 3 times a week and you have to show up, otherwise the algorithm, whatever, which it's probably true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying what might happen, like you said, and I did, it was really hard. I took the time off LinkedIn and Instagram, and I felt like, oh my God, I'm invisible. People are going to think, and it was like, no one actually noticed. It was fine. You know what I mean? I took the time to work on my website, to focus on actually like my landing space where people were going to go before I focused on the other sides of my marketing strategy. And it really, really helped me, because my narrative and my inner story was like, no, you need to show up in all these places at all times. And so having someone kind of give me permission to do that, which was really funny, but because we don't think we can give ourselves that choice. And that's the thing. You can give yourself that choice. You can decide, like you said, take 30 days. I actually have a client, and I love that she does this every year. She takes, I think, December or around the holidays, she goes on a retreat somewhere, and she takes whatever amount of time, 2 weeks, a week, I don't know, where she doesn't work at all, like with clients or in the business. She just spends time with herself and her team, if she has her team with her, to really slow down. Like, to really just take some time to listen deeply to what worked, what didn't work. But I love your element of listen to the customers as well, to look at what's happening. And then you can take intentional action after that. So it's I think there's a 2-part there. Like, maybe you block some time even within your year to do that, within your week to do that, I don't know, within your month, whatever that looks like. But then also, are you slowing down as part of your own habits and individual practice? Because I think the more we try to incorporate that within your day, the easier it can be, because it's really uncomfortable to be still and to slow down. Like you said, I find a lot of things can come up. So,
well, and it's a practice, right? So, like, if I'm
it's a practice,
how people learn to get faster, right? And we look at like a sprinter, right? Sprinters train, right? They train specific muscle groups. They have specific training skills to figure out how they can go as fast as they can. And it includes eating, and it includes resting, and it includes a whole bunch of things in order to get as fast as you can. That practice is equally relevant from a slowing down perspective. So if
Yes.
we don't have slowing down habits today, then we need to practice them, right? We need to give ourselves a minute, right? Again, I love the 1 minute. And I will tell you this, because if you've gotten to the point where you can't find 1 minute in a day, that's a rough one, right? You're even like in the bathroom, right? Like there's places where you have 1 minute, right? And so if you took the charge and was like, okay, yeah, I think there is more I could learn about how my marketing fits me by slowing down, then what could I do today so that I could learn more about that? And maybe the practice today isn't even asking about the marketing, right? It's not about asking like, oh, how does TikTok taste in my, is it blueberries or is it broccoli? Like, actually, that brings up something else I want to talk about after. But the point is, like, if we have that 1 minute, just like re-center and like listen to ourselves, even to the point and be like, wow, like I'm exhausted, right? Like
Honestly.
or like, this is my favorite one. And I will tell you, this was actually hard too, is what do I want? Like, what do I want right now? I got 1 minute to have what I want. What do I want? Maybe you want a snack. Maybe you want some granola. Right? Maybe you want to share something cool that you learned with LinkedIn today. Maybe you want to go give your spouse or kid a hug, right? Like, what is that? What is the one thing that you want right in this moment that in 1 minute you could have?
I'll do you one better. What do you need? Because sometimes I feel like I love the want, and I feel like that's a two-part, because sometimes it's like we have all these shoulds in our minds, but if we really listen, like, what do I need right now? Like right now. And if people are like, well, I don't have a minute, then I'll give you another one. We all shower. I would hope that we all shower. I mean, sometimes in winter.
Sometimes when we have water restrictions. Sometimes when we have water restrictions, people shower less. But
true. And you know what? No judgment here. This is an open and space.
Judgment-free zone.
But
a shower is a good example where a lot of people have moments.
Yes. We have moments. And I know that sometimes I go through my to-do list and I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. I know sometimes I have great ideas. I love like my shower ideas. They're great. But we also have time to not do anything else, but like actually shower. Like we're in a confined space. Like there's nothing else to do. So maybe you take a minute while you shower and you just like feel the water, feel the soap, just slow down. Like start there. Let's just start there.
Okay, I am going to triple down on the exploration of want versus need, though, because I think we are, when we know we need something, I think we're better at trying to find that, right? So like, but there's also a lot of times where you're like, I need to drink more water, except you don't. But when we want a thing, when I want to be able to chase my son on a scooter, I make different decisions. That's a want. And I think we're terrified. Especially
of wanting.
Like people who are helpful people, servant leaders, right? Like we're terrified to want a thing. But when we can get reconnected with what we want, like, why am I on LinkedIn? What's the point, right? Like, well, I want to connect with people. Okay. You want to connect with people. So stop doing all the stuff that you feel you do that doesn't make you feel connected in the moment. You sending cold messages. Does it make you feel connected? God. It doesn't. So don't do that, right? And I'm not saying there's not people who want to not feel connected, right? Like we're not here to determine the wants. But the point is like work that back. Is that if that's what I want to feel connected to like a project I'm working on, which Nita is kind of influencing as well, is this like I want to feel like the Calgary marketing community is more connected. Right? So like, what does that look like? Okay. I don't know. I don't know the how associated with that, but I know that this is a thing I want to feel more connected to this community in Calgary. Where are they? What are they talking about? Like, how do I do it? Like, and so I want that. And so I do things that are associated with moving towards that. And moving towards that, depending what that is different speeds and involves a different amount of people and a different amount of effort. And like losing 100 pounds takes longer than losing 5 pounds, right? Like there's just things that take longer. But when we're connected to the fact, like, I want this and I don't want to let that go, right? Like, I don't want to, I want, like, one of the things I always think about me too is like in high school, like, well, I wanted to be in the academic classes and I wanted to play sports. So like, I will do both of those, even though no one else is doing both of those, but like, I want both. I'm not here to say that everyone is supposed to want both, but I want both. So I'm gonna find a way to do both of those things. And when we are looking at it from that perspective, then you also like open the door to creativity, right? Like that's how I can do that. And like, Nita might not accomplish the same thing by doing the same thing, but also you may not want the same thing. So it's like completely irrelevant.
Yeah, which is the beauty of like the human element. And I think you're right. I think sometimes when we think of needs, we think of shoulds, and we think of like, you know, the inner narrative or the outer narrative of what we should be doing and need to be doing to accomplish whatever it is. But I think really tapping into our wants allows us to be more aligned with that purpose and that intention that we want to, and how we want to show up out there, and even like why we're doing this in the first place.
Right.
Because a lot of those like empty calorie marketing activities, if you really think about them, like let's say the TikTok dance, for example, like, does that even really align with why I want to be in this space? Personally, no. Like I like being on Instagram because I like the relationships that I build there. I like going to like networking events because I really want to work on building community. So it's like everything has a reasoning and an intention. And I also want to say that might look different, like you said, for everyone. And I'm not here to preach that we all need to slow down and that's it. I think it's about finding a balance. And I think there's seasons in our lives where going faster, we're actioning, we're actually doing things is appropriate and aligned. And then there might be seasons where it's like, oh, actually, let's take a step back, let's slow down. And that seasons, days, weeks, like it's about really tuning in and understanding like what is in alignment right now. Like, do I really need to be fast and doing? And yes, most of us are in that active, fast-paced energy, but I don't want to generalize and say that we just all need to meditate every day and like that's it. Which honestly, if you do, that might be helpful.
You might want to try it, see what it does for you. But I think the interesting thing here is that this is cyclical, right? Like there's the phrase go slow to go fast for a reason, right? Like slow down and it gives us clarity. Now you can slow down and not create clarity. That can also happen, right? Absolutely. And this is also something where we see a lot of it in like once the cycles got to burnout, right? Like now I'm at burnout and I can't do anything. I just have to lie in my bed and like best case scenario is me getting up and taking a shower in a day. Like we pushed through it too hard. Right? We didn't have rest. We didn't have slowdown. And this is like, you don't get, I just think we could all learn a lot from Olympic athletes. Like you don't win an Olympic gold medal by not resting, by not stretching, by not doing like the full training program. You cannot run sprints and run sprints and run sprints and run sprints and then win the Olympics. This is not how it happens. And so
I was just gonna say, oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but you said something and it brought like, I have this sticker in my water bottle. You're gonna be able to read it, but it says like, work as hard as you can, but don't forget to rest with the same intensity. And I feel like that's it. It's
yes.
Rest is also part of that.
Yes. And we can use that rest time. So first of all, I think when we actually create space in our rest time, answers appear, right? So instead of me like sitting here trying to figure out what to do and how to create and what I need, like, what if I just like go for a walk? Oh, I get great ideas when I walk. What if I just go for the shower? I have great ideas in the shower. Just go have a shower, right? Like, but we don't create the space for that. So sometimes even just the action of creating the space is what makes that flow available again. And instead of like trying to push a bunch of volume through the Calgary city pipes, which are debatable at best right now, we just like slow flow. We slow flow and we let it like consistently flow because we've got that rest and recovery incorporated in. Okay, there's a very important thing that came up when I said broccoli last that I want to make sure.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, you had something else.
I had a thing about broccoli. Okay, so there's a commercial right now on TV, and there's like these fiber gummies, and you can have one fiber gummy or you can have 2 cups of broccoli. Right? And so my 7-year-old is like, I don't want to eat 2 cups of broccoli. And I'm like, I don't know that there's a lot of people that would be like, yes, 2 cups of broccoli. Like, that's a lot of broccoli. Right? Especially at one time. And so like, just because you want fiber doesn't mean you have to eat 2 cups of broccoli. You could eat a half a cup of broccoli and you could have blueberries, right? Like there's lots of fiber and lots of other things that you can like bring in. So from a marketing point of view, I think a lot of times too, people be like, well, I'm starting to hate the word visibility, to be honest with you.
I know.
Like, I want visibility. What does that mean? Really? What do you actually want? You've been convinced you need visibility, right? Like, what is it that you actually want out of that? Anyway, that's a conversation for a different day. But like, we want this. So I'm going to post on social media every day because that drives visibility. But you're not getting any leads. You're not enjoying the activity. Now you're just using AI because you hate doing it and you've got to do it anyway. And like, so what that is like forcing yourself to eat 2 cups of broccoli. Like you don't want to do that. So like, what if we just explored other ways to get fiber? Right? Like if you want to achieve that achievement is available another way. Now, I recommend a more natural way than a gummy because I feel like this is like tricking people into believing like you don't have to try. You can just have a gummy. Again, conversation for another day because we're running out of time for today. But like there's other ways that you can put what you like into that scenario and be like, oh, I really love blueberries. And they'll be like, did you know that blueberries have fiber? You're like, really? I could just eat more blueberries? And you're like, yeah, you can eat more blueberries and achieve the thing you're trying to do without eating any broccoli at all. And you're like, what? Really? So like, I just wanted to like tap into that because I think a lot of times too, people think there's like one path. And I do think there's solution providers out there who are trying to sell their solution as if it is one path. And if you only do this, then this will be the thing that will make you have all the fiber that you need. But that's not real, right? Like there's so many different ways. And if we're talking about fiber, for example, like every human body is processing that a little bit differently, right? So like how you are processing the experience of your marketing is like that, right? Some people, like, I have a really good friend who is like the king of cold calling. And like, I tell you, this guy cold calls and he gets people stay on the phone all the time because he likes doing it, right? He finds it fun. It's like a challenge for him. It's an adventure, right? Like that's his experience of it versus somebody who is like terrified before every single call and then is like sitting there hoping no one answers the phone, right? Like, which is most of us, I think, when it comes to cold calling. But this is why it's a good example because it's not that the tactic is bad. The tactic is the tactic. It's neutral. The tactic is neutral. It's about how do you feel about it, how you connect with people on social media. First of all, like I don't like Instagram. I don't. It's not my vibe, right? Like I like LinkedIn. That's fine, right? There's people who like TikTok. There's people who like Pinterest. There's people who like Facebook still, maybe debatable.
Question mark?
I'm streaming live to Facebook right now, so it still makes it possible for you guys to chime in there. So, but the point is that like, it's like, I don't care. I don't care what you like, right? But like when you know what you like go, you can create fiber in the way that matches you, instead of just saying like, oh, there's some magic visibility that is somehow outside of me that I just need to like stuff all this broccoli in my face, and I hate it every day, but I gotta do it because I gotta have visibility. No.
I love that you brought this up because there's two parts of this. First, if people are selling you just the 2 cups of broccoli in a marketing sense, please don't. Like I feel like there is a lot of like bro marketing, this is the only way marketing, magical solutions marketing out there.
You don't have to do it. I did it the hard way. You don't have to do it the hard way. Here's
that I did it so you don't have to. And there's also like really sleazy, I mean, we can get in a rabbit hole here, like fitness and health and wellness campaigns that I see, and I'm just like, can you, gosh, because they also take advantage of people like actually struggling and suffering to sell this one magical solution, right? And I'm sure that we've all fallen into that. The whole point of marketing granola and the whole point of wholesome marketing is to not do that. So from a marketer perspective or from a business perspective, if you've kind of realized that you're falling into that, maybe this is a great moment to reflect on offering people paths, and only if it's in alignment. Like I always talk about not exploiting pain points, not trying to make people fit into like this square if they're not just fitting, and just really finding your people, and at the time that feels good, without like fake sense of urgency, without like sleazy unethical ways, without like putting yourself in a pedestal of like you are the only one with the answer. So that there's one piece to that, right? Like they're like trying to market in a way that's ethical and aligned, and that offers people agency, like really like actual space to make decisions that are the best decisions for them. So there's that point. Then the other point where you speak about the cold calling, it brought me back to my the first like year in freelance copywriting, where like someone told me that I had to send 100 cold emails a day to get at least whatever number of projects in a month. Like it was like a formula thing, and I tried. It was horrendous. It was, oh my God, excruciating, because it felt very like not personal. It felt like, even if you try to make the email personal, and again, there's people that can do that and that love that, like you said, and they do it in a great way. But I realized that for me, and again, it took me years of like exploring and trying and listening deeply to realize that that's just not the way for me. I love this. I love going to events and meeting people face to face. I love going to coffee chats. Most of my clients come from referrals and networking and word of mouth. And like, so why would I try to fit something that, first off, I don't enjoy, and second off, it wasn't really working? Like maybe I got one client out of the, I don't even know how many emails I sent. So I think when we take that step back and create space to analyze what's working and what isn't, is like really tuning in to see like, do I really want the 2 cups of broccoli? Maybe I just want the French fry, but also there could be an in-between. There could be a different path. It's not just A or B. Like there's many, many options in a healthy diet. So
this is true. And you make a really great last point here too, is that this is not about saying like, I never eat a French fry. Like I love ice cream. But I eat ice cream because I love ice cream. I don't just eat ice cream to eat ice cream because someone told me to eat ice cream, right? Like, or that ice cream is the easiest thing to eat. I eat ice cream now because I want to eat ice cream. And so like, and I don't think that's going to change. I was out with my husband and son the other day, and I'm like, let's stop at Dairy Queen. Because I want ice cream. Whatever. It's 4:00 in the afternoon. It's fine. But like that, your puzzle looks different than everyone else. And we're not here to say like only eat granola, because that's not healthy either, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Most people wouldn't say like put all your eggs in one basket and then like put it on the back of a motorcycle and go off-roading, right? Like most of us would be like, this seems like sketchy advice. But like, what are those things? And again, like, I think it's fun to compare it to food because we know the things we like, we know the things we don't, right? Like, how does your marketing fit into, if you were going to like make a buffet of your marketing items, which marketing items would you keep in your buffet? And which of yours would you be like, you know what? Why this is coming up for me, I don't know. But because we always have sweet potato casserole for like family holidays. And like my American friends seem to make this thing with marshmallows.
My American friends,
why are there marshmallows on this? Like, this is weird. So like I can have my sweet potato casserole that doesn't have marshmallows, and you can have yours that does have marshmallows, and like that technically we both have sweet potato casserole, but it's not the same thing, right? Like, you get to make your spread, what spread you want to eat. And if you looked at your marketing that way today, would it be the spread you want to eat? I guess that's the final question for today.
I love that. Now you're making me think. I'm like, wait, what's in my spread now?
Oh, but isn't this fun? Like, you can even do like, I will tell you, I did this once as like a marketing campaign. We had like made ice creams. Because of course I made it. So I'm like, ice cream, let's make ice cream. So we made all these like ice cream pieces and we sent them to the clients and we were like, here's all the different pieces of our product. What would your sundae look like?
Oh, I love that.
And we had to like make it and then send it back to us. And it was like the coolest activity. Because it was just like, okay, like 90% of people want strawberry ice cream. So this is like a really like central component that people are getting from us. And like, oh, but no one wanted nuts. This is interesting. Nobody is interested in nuts at all. So maybe we don't want to do a promotional campaign about
on that
nuts.
one.
And that kind of ties into the listening component. But when you look at it, when we take these marketing concepts, especially if you don't identify as a marketer, right? You're a solopreneur and you're doing all the marketing yourself. Sometimes the concepts in marketing can seem just like things you don't know. So it seems easier to just like let someone else tell you what to do. But when you take those concepts back and reframe it into something you do know, like food, and say like, would I put this on my spread? And you're like, you know what? Green bean casserole? Ugh, no. That's a heck no from me, friends. Green bean anything is not on my menu. That's okay. You could take it away. And what if, even like best case scenario, you just took that away and got the time back, right? Like you didn't have to prepare that thing. So now you got the time back and you got to spend more time in your garden. So now when you're writing content, which is something that you actually do like to do, you're doing it from a place of alignment and energy.
Yes.
That like, I mean, even saying that, it feels like much better. And yes, I'm actually like really hungry too. And this is a good time. I'm glad we didn't do it in like early afternoon. Like maybe it would have been better right after lunch. I don't know. But yeah, now you can go eat lunch and you can be very like, you can look at your spread and be like, do I want this or do I not want this? Or might I want a little bit more on my spread? And then go and get it. All right. Oh, so fun. Nita, if people would like to continue a granola-y conversation with you, where is the best place for people to do that?
Well, funny enough, Instagram, even though I know you're not there, but Nita, just like you see on the screen, Nita's Coloring Book, the American way, not Canadian way.
So color does not have a U. It just is C-O-L-O.
Exactly. Nita's Coloring Book. And then I'm also on LinkedIn, Mariana Nita Diaz. I see some people put my name there, so you can also find me there. And nitascoloringbook.com is my website. But honestly, I love just having these conversations on Instagram or LinkedIn. And if you're in Calgary, would love to see you, maybe connect through a Tracy event, because I really believe in just making connection, really. So
yeah. And highly recommend it. I am lucky enough to connect with Nita in person, so that's always nice. And I just want to say a big shout out. Give me a minute, because there's a whole bunch of people in the chat here today.
I know.
Eddie, Meryl, Taz, Stephanie, Leslie, Lisa, Kemi, Liana, Umer, Peter, and Francois. Thank you guys for getting into the conversation today. It was so lovely to have you all. I hope that actually, you know what? Share with us if you're, I'm sure Nita's open to this, so I'm just going to offer it. Share with us your marketing spread and what that looks like for food.
Yes.
I would like super love to hear that.
Yes.
And like I shared, no green bean casserole for me. What's a no-go? What's a no-go for you? What is off your menu? I would love to hear that as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. You don't have to answer immediately, but if you know,
I was thinking of anchovies because I just don't like anchovies, but that's really specific.
I mean, like it's making me think of because you said anchovies, and anchovies always makes me think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they had anchovies. This is the thought process that happens. And then there's like a whole group of people who think pineapple should not go on pizza, right? And there's a whole bunch of people who think pineapple should go on pizza, right? Like, and as far as I'm concerned, some of those people might think the other one is wrong. I don't think either of you are wrong. It's your preference. What do you want? Your
Exactly.
Pizza? Make your own pizza.
That's your power.
Oh, we should have a make your own pizza night. Oh my gosh, this sounds like a great event. And if you're in Calgary, message me. We're gonna have a make your own marketing pizza party. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure.
I love this now.
It's totally gonna happen. Okay, ideas that bring energy. That's the key. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us for the conversation today, Nita. It's always a pleasure, my friend. Definitely get connected. Don't let this be. If this is something that's coming up for you in terms of what you would like your marketing spread to look like, maybe you want to make some changes for 2026. Get in the conversation. There's a whole bunch of you in the chat, right? Like get in conversations with each other, reach out to me, reach out to Nita, stay in the conversation, and we're going to make some delicious dining tables of marketing.
I'm going to eat my granola now. So
yes,
bye, everyone.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, everybody. And until next time, permission to do you.
Bye.